Knock on my gavel. I'm going to call the meeting to order at 7 o'clock still.
Oh, that's 7:01.
Okay, then that's wrong. We got to let the school know their clock's wrong.
I'm
Roll
going
call,
by our
please.
cell phone like we normally do.
Okay, roll call, please.
All right, Mrs. Cochran?
Here.
Mrs. Coons?
Here.
Ms. Snyder?
Here.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Here.
Ms. Anderson?
Here.
Mr. Ray?
Here.
Okay, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, we're looking first for a motion to accept the minutes from December 4th, 2023 council meeting as presented, not read, please.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes from December 4th, 2023, council meeting as presented and not read.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Coons?
Yes.
Ms. Snyder?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Okay, we're looking next for a motion to accept purchase orders from December 2nd, 2023 to December 15th, 2023, totaling $314,070.52. As presented, not read, please.
I'll make a motion to accept purchase orders from December 2nd, 2023 to December 15th, 2023, totaling $314,070.52 as presented and not read.
I'll second that.
Okay, any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Ms. Snyder?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mrs. Coons?
Yes.
Okay, next we're looking for a motion to accept bills from December 2nd, 2023 to December 15th, 2023, totaling $661,652.29 as presented, not read, please.
I'll make a motion to accept bills from December 2nd, 2023 to December 15th, 2023, totaling $661,652.29 as presented and not read.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mrs. Coons?
Yes.
Ms. Snyder?
Yes.
Okay, we're looking next for a motion to accept leave reports from January 2023 to December 2023, as presented, not read, please.
I'll make a motion to accept leave reports from January 2023 to December 2023, as presented and not read.
I'll
Second.
second.
Okay, is there any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mrs. Coons?
Yes.
Ms. Snyder?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
We're looking next for a motion to sorry here? Yes, we are. We're already there. We're looking for a motion to dispense with the regular order of business, please.
I'll make a motion to dispense with the regular order of business.
For
Is there a
the
second?
purpose of-
For the purpose of?
I'm not sure. For the purpose of, is it the,
Yes.
is it, okay, the presentation
Of a
to,
certificate
of a certificate to Councilwoman Ann Snyder.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor? Roll call.
Mr. Ray?
Wrong meeting?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mrs. Coons?
Yes.
Ms. Snyder?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Okay, so now that we are out of the regular order of business, it is my pleasure to present retiring Councilwoman Ann Snyder with a certificate. It's a certificate of commendation to Ann Snyder for 12 years of dedicated service as a councilperson for the Village of Lakemore. Thank you for your service to the Village of Lakemore. Your commitment to our community has been evident in everything you do. And that's a certificate from Lakemore to you. And here it is. And I'd like to present it with you, or to you. And I mentioned, as I mentioned at our last meeting, we just came from another meeting. I remember the day that she came to my house. Gosh, 13 years ago, because you were running. You were
Doors campaign.
Yeah, you were knocking on doors campaigning, and it was Halloween, and she and her girlfriend came over, and they said, "Hey, we're running for council, Rich." And, I said, "Well, absolutely, we'll support you," and I believe everyone in my house did, and we have ever since. So it's been a blessing. Didn't know then that I joined you 2 years later, and certainly didn't know then that you'd be retiring with me as mayor, but it's been a really nice run. During Ann's tenure, we've got a lot accomplished. We got out of fiscal emergency. Yay. We brought our police department back. She was instrumental in that as well, right, Mrs. Cochran? That was,
Everyone, yes, absolutely.
and she was instrumental in, I remember Mayor Justice appointed us to several committees, the three of us.
Fire levy.
We were the three. Fire levy, and that passed 3-1. Thank you again, everyone in Lakemore, for supporting the fire department always. It's been a long run, and a lot of
Accomplishments, some challenges.
Can I give you a hug? God bless you, Ann. Thank you for everything. Thank you. Would you like to say anything? The floor is yours.
During the council comments?
Okay.
Okay.
During council comments is fine then. Thank you, Ann.
But, yeah, it's been.
Real.
You're like, it's been real, gotta go, see you later.
I hope you stick around and come see us for all the events and
Yes.
I
I'll be
bet
around.
you'll be around.
She's a dedicated face painter at several of our events, and
Yeah.
Well,
door
thank you.
knocker and everything else. Thank you. Okay.
So at this time, I'll make a motion to go back into the regular order of business.
I second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mrs. Coons?
Yes.
Ms. Snyder?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
If your water ready. Okay, we're moving into the reading of ordinances and resolutions, and there's probably 20, so get
Oh, yeah,
comfy.
there's a lot.
Resolution number 7319-2023. A resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with the County of Summit for pavement maintenance located in the Village of Lakemore. Whereas the public interest of the Village of Lakemore requires the regular maintenance of roads located in the Village of Lakemore, said improvement being referenced herein as the project. And whereas Summit County Engineer and the Village of Lakemore desire to enter into agreement to confirm the project's construction cost and to designate the County of Summit as the lead agency for administration of competitive bidding, and the Village of Lakemore as the lead agency for construction and construction engineering of the project. And whereas this council has determined by reviewing all pertinent information that authorizing the mayor to enter into the aforementioned agreement with the County of Summit is necessary and in the best interest of the Village of Lakemore. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, Ohio. Section 1, the mayor is hereby authorized to enter into an agreement with the County of Summit through the Summit County Engineer for its 2024 road paving and maintenance program. Section 2, a copy of the agreement is attached here to and incorporated herein as if fully written. Section 3, that is hereby found and determined that all formal actions of this council concerning and relating to the passage of this resolution were adopted in an open meeting of this council, and that all deliberations of this council or any of its committees that resulted in such formal actions were in meetings open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements, including Section 121.22 of the Ohio Revised Code. Section 4 of this resolution is declared to be an emergency measure in the interest of the health, peace, and safety of the citizens of the Village of Lakemore. Therefore, this resolution should take effect immediately. Resolution number 7320-2023, a resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with the Summit County Public Defenders Commission for defense of indigents in the Akron Municipal Court for a period of January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2024. Resolution number 7321-2023, a resolution approving the village administrator to apply for the Ohio's Urban Forestry Grant Program. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, County of Summit, State of Ohio. Section 1, council approves the village administrator to apply for the Ohio's Urban Forestry Grant Program. This grant is intended to benefit small communities and any community without an existing well-developed urban forestry program. Section 2, a copy of the application guidelines is attached here to and made part of as if fully rewritten herein. The application deadline is December 29th, 2023. Section 3, it is hereby found and determined that all formal actions of this council concerning and relating to the passage of this resolution were adopted in an open meeting of this council, and that all deliberations of this council or any of its committees that resulted in such formal actions were in meetings open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements, including Section 121.22 of the Ohio Revised Code. Section 4 of this resolution is declared to be an emergency measure in the interest of the health, peace, and safety of the citizens of the Village of Lakemore. Therefore, this resolution shall take effect immediately. Resolution number 7322-2023, a resolution accepting the resignation of Michael Myers with the Lakemore Department of Public Services. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, County of Summit, and State of Ohio. Section 1, council regretfully accepts the resignation of Michael Myers with the Lakemore Department of Public Services and thanks him for his service. Section 2, it is hereby found and determined that all formal actions of this council concerning and relating to the passage of this resolution were adopted in an open meeting of this council, and that all deliberations of this council or any of its committees that resulted in such formal actions were in meetings open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements, including Section 121.22 of the Ohio Revised Code. Section 3, this resolution is declared to be an emergency measure necessary for the interest of the peace, health, safety of the citizens of the Village of Lakemore. Therefore, this resolution should take effect on December 26, 2023. Resolution number 7323-2023, a resolution amending the pay rates for Gene Taylor, Chris Alderman, Travis Fockler, and Tracy McMenemy with the Village of Lakemore Department of Public Services. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, County of Summit, and State of Ohio. Section 1, council approves increasing the pay rates for the following. Gene Taylor will earn $25.50 per hour. Chris Alderman will earn $25.73 per hour. Travis Fockler will earn $17 per hour. Tracy McMenemy will earn $17 per hour. Section 2, it is hereby found and determined that all formal actions of this council concerning and relating to the passage of this, adoption of this resolution were adopted in an open meeting of this council, and that all deliberations of this council and any of its committees that resulted in such formal action were in meetings open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements, including Section 121.22 of the Ohio Revised Code. Section 3, this resolution is declared to be an emergency measure in the interest of the health, peace, and safety of the citizens of the Village of Lakemore. Therefore, this resolution shall take effect January 4th, 2024. Resolution number 7324-2023, a resolution authorizing the salary increase for Megan Pittman as fiscal officer for the Village of Lakemore. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, County of Summit, State of Ohio. Section 1, council authorizes the salary increase for Megan Pittman as the village fiscal officer. Section 2, Ms. Pittman's pay will be increased 5% from $21 per hour to $22.05 per hour. Section 3, it is hereby found and determined that for all formal actions of this council concerning and relating to the adoption of this resolution were adopted in an open meeting of this council, and that all deliberations of this council and any of its committees that resulted in such formal action were in meetings open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements, including Section 121.22 of the Ohio Revised Code. Section 4 of this resolution is declared to be an emergency measure in the interest of the health, peace, and safety of the citizens of the Village of Lakemore. Therefore, this resolution should take effect January 4th, 2024. Resolution number 7325-2023, a resolution authorizing a mileage stipend for John Behringer. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, County of Summit, State of Ohio. Section 1, council authorizes a mileage stipend for John Behringer. Section 2, Mr. Behringer will receive $20 per month as a stipend for his mileage through the Village of Lakemore. Section 3, it is hereby found and determined that all formal actions of this council concerning and relating to the adoption of this resolution were adopted at an open meeting of this council, and that all deliberations of this council and any of its committees that resulted in such formal action were in meetings open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements, including Section 121.22 of the Ohio Revised Code. Section 4 of this resolution is declared to be an emergency measure in the interest of the health, peace, and safety of the citizens of the Village of Lakemore. Therefore, this resolution shall take effect immediately. Ordinance number 1833-2023. An ordinance to make appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the Village of Lakemore, State of Ohio, during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2024. Now therefore be it ordained by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, State of Ohio, Section 1, that to provide for the current expenses and other expenditures of the said Village of Lakemore during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2024, the following sums be, and they are hereby set aside and appropriated as follows in accordance with the attached list. Section 2, that there be appropriated General Program 1, Security of Persons and Property, police salaries and benefits, $639,809.98. Contractual professional supplies, $106,000. Total police, $745,809.98. Fire salaries and benefits, $163,406.46. Contractual professional supplies, $33,990. Total fire, $197,396.46. Total for Program 1, $943,206.44. Program 2, Leisure Time Activities Parks, total $31,000. Program 3, Community Environment, Zoning, Salaries, and Benefits, $13,195.48. Material Supplies, Contractual Services, $480. Total for Program 3, $13,675.48. Program 4, General Government, total Mayor, $13,724. Total Council, $26,814.40. Total Finance, $64,913.17. Total Land and Building, $136,002. Total BZA, $1,250. Total Audit Tax Fees, $65,592. Total Solicitor, $30,000. Total Bank Fees, $1,000. Total Other Charges, $5,000. Transfers out, $275,712.87. Total for Program 4, $620,008.44. Total General Fund expenses, $1,607,890.36. Special Revenues, Street Maintenance and Repair, 2011. Salaries and Benefits, $99,239.60. Material Supplies Contractual Services, $80,600. Total Street Maintenance, $179,839.60. Lakemore Fire Department Grants 2052, total $10,000. American Rescue Act Fund 2053, total $40,000. Permissive Tax 2101, total $15,000. Police Disability and Pension 2131, total $19,320. Emergency Medical Services 2901, EMS Salaries and Benefits $89,567.34. EMS Material Supplies Contractual Services $30,030. Total EMS expenses $119,597.34. Lakemore Fire Department donations, 2903, total $1,200. Fire EMS Levy Fund, 2904. Fire levy salaries and benefits, $379,341. Levy materials, supplies, contractual services, $17,000. Capital outlay, $7,000. Total fire levy expenses, $403,341. Bond retirement, 3101, $275,712.87. Note principal, 3102, $500,000. Total bond, $775,712.87. Capital improvement, 4901. Total, $150,000. Total special revenue, $1,714,010.81. Enterprise funds, water operating fund 5101, water salaries and benefits, $199,463.52. Water materials, supplies, contractual services, $320,980. Debt services, $48,659.58. Total water expenses, $569,103.10. Sanitary sewer operating fund, 5201. Sewer salary and benefits, $138,548.21. Sewer materials, supplies, contractual services, $1,686,750. Sewer capital improvement, $70,000. Total sewer expenses, $1,895,298.21. Trash services fund, 5601. Trash salary and benefits, $39,772.22. Trash materials, supplies, contractual services, $264,960. Total trash expenses, $304,732.22. Storm sewer operating fund, 5701. Storm fees and materials, $11,346.07. Total enterprise funds, $2,780,479.60. Special agency funds, enterprise deposits, 5781, total $1,000. CRA, ERA deposits, fund 9201, total $3,500. Total special agency funds, $4,500. 2024 budget totals, $6,106,880.77. Section 3, and the village fiscal officer is hereby authorized to draw warrants on the village treasury for payments from any of the foregoing appropriations upon receiving proper certificates and vouchers therefore, approved by the board or officers authorized by law to approve the same, or an ordinance or resolution of council to make the expenditure, provided that no warrant shall be drawn or paid for salaries or wages except to persons employed by authority of and in accordance with law or ordinance, as shall be provided further that the appropriations for contingencies can only be expended upon a poll 2/3 vote of council for items of expense constituting a legal obligation against the village for purposes other than those covered by other specific appropriations herein made. Section 4 of this ordinance is hereby declared to be an emergency measure necessary for the immediate preservation of the health, safety, and welfare of the citizens of the village of Lakemore, Ohio. Therefore, this ordinance shall go into effect immediately. Ordinance number 1834-2023, an ordinance to amend ordinance 1797-2022, the pay scale for the Lakemore Police Department. Now therefore be it ordained by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, County of Summit, State of Ohio. Section 1, Council approves the pay scale for the Lakemore Police Department. Part-time sergeant, $19.90 per hour. Full-time patrolman, $22 per hour. Part-time patrolman, $19 per hour. Administrative assistant, $17.50 per hour. Section 2, that except as amended herein, the existing pay rates and provisions together with all previous amendments thereto shall remain in full force and effect. Section 3, it is hereby found and determined that all formal actions of this council concerning and relating to the adoption of this ordinance were adopted in an open meeting of this council, and that our deliberations of this council and any of its committees that resulted in such formal action were in meetings open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements, including Section 121.22 of the Ohio Revised Code. Section 4 of this ordinance is declared to be an emergency measure in the interest of the health, peace, and safety of the citizens of the Village of Lakemore. Therefore, this ordinance shall take effect January 4th, 2024. Ordinance number 1835-2023, an ordinance to amend ordinance 1802-2023, the pay scale for the Lakemore Fire Department. Now therefore be it ordained by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, County of Summit, State of Ohio. Section 1, Council approves the pay scale for the Lakemore Fire Department. Assistant Fire Chief, $20.50 per hour. Captain, $20 per hour. Lieutenant, $19.50 per hour. Fire Medic, $19 per hour. Firefighter Basic EMT, $15.50. Section 2, that except as amended herein, the existing pay rates and provisions, together with all previous amendments thereto, shall remain in full force and effect. Section 3, it is hereby found and determined that all formal actions of this council concerning and relating to the adoption of this ordinance were adopted in an open meeting of this council, and that all deliberations of this council and any of its committees that resulted in such formal action were in meetings open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements, including Section 121.22 of the Ohio Revised Code. Section 4, this ordinance is declared to be an emergency measure in the interest of the health, peace, and safety of the citizens of the Village of Lakemore. Therefore, this ordinance shall take effect January 4th, 2024. Ordinance number 1836-2023, an ordinance to amend ordinance 1795-2022, make appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the Village of Lakemore, State of Ohio, during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2023. Now therefore be it ordained by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, County of Summit, State of Ohio. Section 1, Council approves to increase appropriations in Street Construction Maintenance and Repair Fund 2011, $40,000 for the Josephine Avenue project. Capital Improvement Fund 4901, $40,000 for the Josephine Avenue project. Water Operating Fund 5101, $124,535.45 for water chemicals, radio maintenance, supplies, and the Josephine Avenue project. Section 2, Council approves to decrease appropriations in Fire EMS Operating Levy Fund 2904, $33,098.22. Section 3, Treasury for payments from any of the foregoing appropriations. Upon receiving proper certificates, some vouchers, therefore, approved by the board or officers authorized by law to approve the same, or an ordinance or resolution of council to make the expenditures, provided that no warrant shall be drawn or paid for salaries or wages except to persons employed by authority of and in accordance with law or ordinance. It shall be provided further that the appropriations for contingencies can only be expended upon appeal of 2/3 of vote of council for items of expense constituting a legal obligation against the village for purposes other than those covered by other specific appropriations herein made. Section 4 of this ordinance is hereby declared to be an emergency measure necessary for the immediate preservation of the health, safety, and welfare of the citizens of the Village of Lakemore, Ohio. Therefore, this ordinance shall go into effect immediately. Ordinance number 1837-2023, an ordinance to amend ordinance 1559-2016 by changing the Department of Public Services laborer job description. Now therefore be it ordained by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, County of Summit, State of Ohio. Section 1, Council agrees to amend ordinance 1559-2016, Section 1.09, Job Descriptions of the Employee Policies and Procedures Manual, to adopt the updated job descriptions for the Department of Public Services laborer position. Section 2, a copy of the updated job descriptions create 2 classes. Class A requires a commercial driver's license Class B does not require a commercial driver's license. These copies are attached here too and incorporated herein as if fully rewritten. Section 3, all ordinances, resolutions, and parts of ordinances and resolutions which are in conflict with this ordinance are hereby repealed. Those ordinances, resolutions, and parts of ordinances and resolutions which are not in conflict with any provision of this ordinance are hereby expressly accepted from repeal by this ordinance and shall continue in full force and effect until otherwise amended or repealed by council. Section 4 of this ordinance is declared to be an emergency measure in the interest of the health, peace, and safety of the citizens of the Village of Lakemore. Therefore, this ordinance shall go into effect immediately. Ordinance number 1838-2023. An ordinance to amend zoning code of the Village of Lakemore to clearly prohibit all skill-based amusement machines and any games operating in a similar manner to such games in the village, and to make amusement arcade businesses a prohibited use. Whereas council desires to regulate the operation of skill-based amusement machines, as that term is defined in the revised code 2915.01 UU, as well as any games operating in a similar manner to such games within the village, to prevent expansion of casino-style gambling and secondary effects related thereto. And whereas the village's planning and zoning code identifies a number of permitted conditional and accessory uses of land, and whereas uses not expressly permitted, conditionally permitted, or permitted as an accessory use are prohibited by the planning and zoning code, and whereas skill-based amusement machines and games operating in a similar manner are not permitted, conditionally permitted, or permitted as an accessory use in the village, and are therefore prohibited in the village. Whereas council finds that the planning commission has recommended the planning and zoning code be amended to clarify that all skill-based amusement machines, as that term is defined in the revised code 2925.01 UU, and any other games operating in a similar manner be and hereby are prohibited in the village. And whereas ordinance number 1101-1989, Lakemore zoning ordinance, conditionally permits amusement arcade businesses, ordinances numbers 1382-2007 and 1383-2007. Whereas ordinance number 1430-2010 and 1455-2011 regulate the closing hours of amusement arcades. Whereas amusement arcade businesses, as defined by the village's codified ordinances, operate similarly to skill-based amusement machines, and council desires to prohibit such uses of land as well. Whereas council finds that ordinance numbers 1382-2007, 1383-2007, 1430-2010, and 1455-2011, and any other ordinances or resolutions governing amusement arcade businesses should be repealed, effective immediately. And whereas the public hearing was held by council on this matter pursuant to the requirements of section 713.12 of the Ohio Revised Code. Now therefore be it ordained by the council of the Village of Lakemore, County of Summit, State of Ohio. Section 1, council hereby states that the village code of zoning code of the village is hereby amended to unambiguously state that all skill-based amusement machines, as that term is defined in the revised code 2925.01 UU, and any other games operating in a similar manner, including those referenced in ordinances number 1382-2007, 1383-2007, 1430-2010, and 1455-2011, and any other similar ordinances are prohibited in the village. Section 2, ordinance numbers 1382-2007, 1383-2007, 1430-2010, and 1455-2011, as well as any other similar ordinances are hereby repealed, and any uses previously authorized by those sections are hereby prohibited. Section 3, any land in the village currently or previously used to operate a skill-based amusement machine or any games operating in a similar manner, including those identified in Section 1 of this ordinance, shall be treated as abandoned if the use ceases for more than 30 days. Once abandonment for more than 30 days, the abandoned use and all similar uses are expressly prohibited and cannot be illegal non-conforming uses of land in the village. Section 4, Section 3 of this ordinance shall supersede any provision of the village zoning code which provides for a different time frame for the abandonment of uses of land and legal nonconforming issues. Section 5, that any and all parts of the ordinances and resolutions of the Village of Lakemore which are inconsistent herewith be, and the same are hereby repealed, but if not inconsistent herewith, the same are hereby ratified and confirmed. Section 6, it is found and determined that all formal actions of this council concerning and relating to the adoption of this ordinance were adopted in an open meeting of this council, and that all deliberations of this council and any of its committees that resulted in such formal action were in meetings open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements, including Section 121.22 of the Ohio Revised Code. Section 7, this ordinance shall take effect and be enforced at the earliest period allowed by law. We need to make sure that we set a public hearing before this thing is
Okay, we'll move into the mayor's report. I'd like to announce first that the Lakemore Food Pantry is going to be this Wednesday. That's December 20th at 5 p.m. at Lakemore United Methodist Church. It's a week early, given the holidays, so please mark your calendars and share that information with anyone who you think that would benefit. And just would like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and remind everyone that we'll be down at the municipal building starting in the new year for our swearing in. So you're all invited to come down. We'll welcome Ed Eitner to council. Ed Eitner Sr., thanks for joining us tonight. And Heather Anderson's second term and my second term as mayor. So we'll be swearing in that evening, I think January 2nd, right? Yep, so that's all I have. We'll move to Council President Mrs. Cochran
Okay.
for council reports.
All right. I am going to read something from the police department that they asked me to share. South Summit Citizens Police Academy, in partnership with Lakemore Police Department, Mogador Police Department, and Springfield Township Police Department, are delighted to announce the commitments of the South Summit Citizens Police Academy. This program offers valuable insight into the responsibilities and operations of our police department and seeks to foster open communication channels between the community and law enforcement. What is the Southside Citizens Police Academy? The South Summit Citizens Police Academy is a comprehensive 12-week program to provide participants with a unique perspective on various aspects of law enforcement. Our experienced instructors will share invaluable information, and attendees will have the opportunity to gain hands-on experience to better understand the role of the police department in our community. How can you get involved? They are currently accepting applications for the upcoming academy, which is scheduled to begin January 31st, 2024. Classes will be held on Wednesdays from 6 to 8. And they are extending an open invitation to all Lakemore community members or Springfield or Mogador, to participate in this program. Applications are available at those police departments. Key program details, it starts on the 31st, 12 weeks, Wednesday 6 to 8, and the application deadline is January 17th. Some of the topics that will be covered is building searches, patrol functions, crime scene and evidence collection, vehicle stops, criminal law and court procedures, OVI detection, use of force and SWAT, medical examiners' roles in the community. So we hope that this will bridge a gap between the community and law enforcement. If you sign up for this program, that doesn't mean you're going to be a police officer, but that will really give you an understanding of what they do, and it sounds very interesting. And you could contact Tracy at the village or anyone at the police department, or Sergeant Rich Morrison, who I think is heading up this program for Lakemore. and his number is 330-733-6125. Does he have an extension?
It's 6 for the police.
Extension 6, or you can email him at rmorrison@lakemoreohio.org. Thank you. Oh, one last thing. I do want to sincerely thank Ann. She came on, in January of 2012, I believe, correct? And I came in later that year, in fact, in December. I did not know Ann. Over the course of the last 12 years, we've been colleagues, we've been good colleagues, and now I consider you a good friend. So it's been a pleasure working with you the last 12 years.
Thank you, Laura. I consider you a good colleague and friend as well.
And I'm done.
Thanks. Nikki?
Okay, so I just wanted to give a shout out to everyone who participated in Shop with a Cop. That was such a good event. If anyone is lucky enough to, it's an honor to be asked to be a chaperone. It is the funnest event there is, and all of the kids and everyone had such a good time, and it was just a wonderful event. And I just wanted to thank everyone that worked so hard to get that put on. And also, I hope everyone has a great Christmas and a good New Year. And also, Anne, I'm so mushy and sentimental. I'm sorry. I haven't been on too long, but I'm so glad that we got to work together, and you will be missed. We'll miss you.
So glad to meet you, and you
Yes.
added so much to.
I know I'm gonna miss you, but thank you for your service of Lakemore, and I know you're not going anywhere. So, you had a good run, right?
Still be around.
You'll be around. But that's all for me. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Ann, I was gonna skip over you. Right now.
Yes.
I'm like, I was just gonna let you go last, but go ahead.
Oh, okay.
I should have said that, huh? No, go
I
ahead.
didn't know.
Go ahead, Ann.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna read the Spectrum Community Channel 23 first. 'Cause
Yeah.
they gave me this announcement to read, and I'll even read the part I don't usually read because it's the last one. So it's Springfield and Lakemore Community Channel 1023 is proud to serve our communities by providing access to local government meetings and programming and information of community events. Tune into Spectrum Channel 1023 for recent programming. To view the current program schedule, tune into the channel or go online to springfieldtownship.us or our Facebook page. Community members can access all current and past programming on demand via our new YouTube channel. You can find it by searching Springfield Lakemore Community Channel. More information is available from 1023 on Facebook, Instagram, X, which was Twitter, and our blog. Please let us know of any event or activity in Lakemore and Springfield communities that you would like to see on the community channel by contacting your government officials, and let us know how we can best serve you. And then they wrote something. On this special occasion, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to Councilperson Ann Snyder, who is attending her last meeting. This is what they wrote. After 12 years of exceptional service, Ann has not only been a vital part of our local government, but an active member of the Community Cable Board. Her contributions have greatly enhanced the channel and her efforts. And it's kind of weird reading in third person, but this is what they were. Her contributions have greatly enhanced the channel, and her efforts in reading announcements at council meetings have kept the public well informed about our programs. Ian's dedication and enthusiasm have been invaluable to our community, and she will be missed in her role. And thank you, and wish her well in her endeavors. And then thank you, this is from Frank, Jim, Dan, and Carolyn, the Channel 1023 team, and thank you to them for continuing. Thanks for their professionalism and hard work and being good people. And currently, running on the channel, there's a Springfield Board of Education meeting, the Village of Lakemore Winter Holiday 2023 program, which they shared that they especially enjoyed. Springfield Trustees meeting, Springfield Township Winter Holiday Program, and a Lakemore Council meeting. Thanks. And I just, thank you for that commendation and good words, and it's been my pleasure to be a member of council for these 12 years. And I'm thinking of my mom who got to see me elected, and she was proud of that. And my family was also taught me that it's important to be involved in your government and community, and I'm thankful for them. And it's been a great experience, and that we've accomplished so much, and I like to see the continued progress. And welcome to Ed as our new council person. And just thank you guys. I'm just thankful for the people that supported me in getting into this, and the people that voted for me and put their trust and confidence in me to do this, be on council. And I'm just thankful for the people that make this village go, like the council administration, the mayor, the administrator, finance person, and the road crew, and the safety forces, and everybody. It takes a whole team to do this. And Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone.
Oh, man, I feel like good job, man.
I'm sad.
I do too. I'm sad and happy at the same time.
Mr. Strittmatter.
Good job.
Now-
Well, I'd like to congratulate Ann on her being able to retire out of council. Enjoy working there. I mean, I'm looking forward to that day sometime. But I'd also like to, my sincere condolences to Chief Reinbold and his family for the loss of his father-in-law. I know that they mentioned that. I know that he had been sick and he had recently passed away. Would like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a good, safe, prosperous New Year. And with that, I'd like to announce that our next council meeting will be Tuesday, January 2nd and Tuesday, January 16th, both of those at 7 p.m., and both of those will be held in the administrative building.
Yeah.
That's all you.
Okay. So, normally our snack packings for Spartan Snack Pack is usually the third Thursday of the month, but with the kids being out of school and things like that, so we ended up canceling that. So if people had that on their calendars to come this coming Thursday to help us pack, that has been canceled. So we had originally then moved it to this evening, but with me having council, and then my pantry manager and vice president, they're like, we'll just go ahead and do it. So, and then they're gonna do the others over Christmas break. So if you had that on your calendar for either tonight, which I think I notified people tonight it was canceled as well, but Thursday it will be canceled with that also. Wednesday night, we have about 30 families that we have notified through the school of the families that are getting like Christmas baskets and things like that. So we are in need of some additional $20 gift certificates, $25 gift certificates. What we want to do is give those to the families that get the gift baskets and stuff, and that way they can get a ham or turkey or something like that in order to, to go for their Christmas meal. So if you want to donate, you can drop off the gift cards. They can be Giant Eagle, Acme, Walmart. It doesn't matter what grocery store, Myers even. So just, like I said, $20, $25. You can drop them off either to the Schropp Intermediate School, the office there, and let them know that it's for Spartan Snack Pack. You can also drop it off at the office at the new admin building, which is the old Boyer Kindergarten Center, and let them know there as well, and then they will get those to us. We've had 3 businesses that have donated, and I want to give a shout out to them. Summit Federal Credit Union donated to us. Jeremy Caudell from Melanie Lake donated, and Jennifer and Lou Padiri from LP3 Exteriors also donated. So if you would want to donate for your business or whatever, so if you want to do like a more of a substantial thing, we are a 501c3, so we can get you a letter with our tax ID, so that would be a tax write-off for you. So if you would want to do that, just leave your name and number at the office if you drop them off, and then I can be in contact with you to get you a letter for you to make that a business write-off. But any help that that you want to give, that would be greatly appreciated. So I think that is it.
Thanks, Heather. Sam?
Cool. I don't think we announced workshops, right? So the next council workshops are gonna be December 26th and January 10th. Those are both at 6 p.m. And then I just wanted to congratulate Ann on retirement. Is a weird word since it's not like it comes with any benefits for here. But it's surreal growing up, being best friends with your daughter, and remembering you like driving us around and going to your house on different events and stuff like that, and then being able to work with you for multiple years and having you even vote on me to initially come on council way back when. So it's truly been a pleasure. I know a lot of the stressful times, even since I've been on council, and I think that a lot of it was before my time too, especially when we were in fiscal emergency, and you guys were champions of that. So I appreciate all the time that you've spent here. I appreciate working with you every day, and I'm sad to see you go.
Oh, thank you, Sam.
And you know that I'm going to be around anyway, just because I love your daughter.
He's like, you're not getting rid of me so easily.
Yeah. That's all I got.
And I actually, I wanted to say too, Ann, it's been a pleasure serving on council with you. These last 4 years, getting to know you and getting to do a lot of organization things with you, like wrapping gifts with Shop with a Cop and, tree lightings and Easter egg hunts and
A little bit of committee work too.
a little bit of committee work and all that stuff. You're a true asset to the community in your service that you've given the village of Lakemore. If you get bored and you go, wait a minute, what the heck, this retirement thing ain't for me.
Your Spartan snack pack.
We have Spartan Snack Pack, you can always do that. But, if there's, maybe next election cycle, you can go, hey, wait a minute, let me get back on. So there will be open arms if you,
Thank you.
want to run in the future and you say, I miss the
guys.
excitement. So we will, if you want to
She's like-
campaign again, we will be glad to have you back. So
Thank you so much.
not a problem.
Enjoy retirement.
Yeah, until you get bored and then you decide to run again.
I'm
So,
working my day job.
I know. Sam was right. I'm like, it's kind of.
Not retiring,
That's what I keep
retiring
getting
from
when I,
council.
left the fire department and retired from the fire department. Oh man, you're retired. I said, no, I'm not. I'm definitely working.
Just working somewhere else.
Very hard.
Working in the same place because it's not like this is a day job. Doesn't seem like.
All right.
Administrator's report.
So, a couple things. The first one is we received today, and it's initial with the EPA funding for our sanitary sewer improvement phase 1, which encompasses most of the numbered streets, parts of Church Street, parts of Lake Road, and Adams Street. For the lining and a few replacements of lines and manholes, which the project is well over $2 million, that we are in the running for principal forgiveness, which means even though it's a loan, after we pay potentially some of the payments, they'll forgive the rest. Those details will be decided once we get to sign the official paperwork. Right now, there's a 30-day time that people can submit whatever ideas, complaints to the EPA, but Great Lakes RCAP feels that That's never happened, and we should be good, so even though we applied for the other grant too, this is good news. And then, if nobody's noticed, our contractor did start the 6th, 7th Frank Street project. They started cutting and everything for the water lines, and so, just
Yeah,
good.
good work, never stop, right? We're
Yeah.
moving forward.
Yep.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
Good.
Appearing before council? Anybody? Yeah, nobody? Okay. Old business, Ms. Snyder, is this your last
Oh, okay.
resolution?
Yeah.
We should frame this for you. Go ahead.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to adopt resolution number 7321-2023, and that's a resolution approving the village administrator to apply for Ohio's Urban Forestry Grant Program. But first, I'd like to make a motion to dispense with the 3 readings as it's the applications due soon.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Coons?
Yes.
Ms. Snyder?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Okay, on the-
I'll second the original.
Thanks, John. Okay, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Snyder?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mrs. Coons?
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Strittmatter?
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to adopt resolution number 7319-2023, a resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with the county of Summit for pavement maintenance located within the village of Lakemore. First, I'd like to make a motion to dispense with the 3rd read.
I'll second.
Thank you. Roll call?
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mrs. Coons?
Yes.
Ms. Snyder?
Yes.
I'll second the original.
Thanks, Heather. Any discussion, council? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mrs. Coons?
Yes.
Ms. Snyder?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Anderson?
All right. I would like to make a motion to adopt resolution 7324-2023.
Nope, wrong
No,
one.
wrong
No,
one.
wrong one.
18.
Oh, which one?
1833.
The ordinance.
1833. Oh, man. 1836. 1833?
There you go, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. I was behind that one, I didn't see, okay. Make a motion to adopt ordinance 1833-2023. An ordinance to make appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures for the village of Lakemore, state of Ohio during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2024. But first, I would like to dispense the 3rd read.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mrs. Coons?
Yes.
Ms. Snyder?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
I'll second
Sec-
the original.
Thank you. Any discussion, council? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mrs. Coons?
Yes.
Ms. Snyder?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Okay, we're moving into new business. Mr. Strittmatter, you have the next 2 items.
All right, I'd like to make a motion to adopt a resolution 1837-2023, an ordinance to amend ordinance 1559-2016 by changing the Department of Public Services labor job description. But first, I'd like to make a motion to dispense with the 3 reads.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Coons?
Yes.
Ms. Snyder?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion, oh, I'm sorry,
You need a
I'll
second.
second the
I'm
original.
ready to go here.
All right, thanks. Thanks, Laura. Any discussion, council? Thank you. No? Roll call, please. Thank you.
Right. Ms. Snyder?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mrs. Coons?
Yes.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to adopt resolution number 7322-2023, a resolution accepting the resignation of Michael Myers with the Lakemore Department of Public Service. But first, I'd like to make a motion to dispense with the 3 reads.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Mr. Strittmatter,
Yes.
Ms. Anderson,
Yes.
Mr. Ray,
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran,
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz,
Yes.
Ms. Snyder.
Yes.
I'll second the original.
Thank you, Heather. Any discussion, council?
I'm sorry to see him go.
Yeah.
He's a good
Yeah.
employee,
He
just
was
got a really
good.
good opportunity, so I'm happy for
He
him.
was good.
Plus, he's got a cool name.
I know.
I know, I'm like, Michael Meyer. Every time I read it, I'm like,
Roll call, please.
Ms. Anderson,
Yes.
Mr. Ray,
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran,
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz,
yes.
Ms. Snyder,
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter.
Yes.
Okay, last but not least, Ms. Anderson.
All right, I would like to make a motion to adopt ordinance 1836-2023, an ordinance to amend ordinance 1795-2022, make appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures in the Village of Lakemore, State of Ohio during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2023. But first, I would like to make a motion to dispense with the 3 reads.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Mr. Ray,
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran,
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz,
Yes.
Ms. Snyder,
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter,
Yes.
Ms. Anderson.
Yes.
I'll second the original.
John, any discussion, council? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Cochran,
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz,
Yes.
Ms. Snyder,
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter,
Yes.
Ms. Anderson,
Yes.
Mr. Ray.
Yes.
Okay.
There's no reason to go into an executive session that I'm aware of.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Coontz,
Yes.
Ms. Snyder,
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter,
Yes.
Ms. Anderson,
Yes.
Mr. Ray,
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran.
Yes.
Merry Christmas, thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. Thank you, Ann.
Thank you, Leanne.